Teimour, you started with 6 draws and now you won arguably the game of the tournament so far against Vidit. First of all, congratulations. Tell us what went through your mind when you decided to sacrifice a piece on c3?
Well, actually, I mean, it's the whole idea of white against this h6 to go g4, g5. And generally, I just saw that, I mean, if I'm not going for this g5, then it means that I'm not really getting any chances. Otherwise, black just, I mean, my king is in the center. So if I played g4 and said A, so I have to say B in this one. And after he takes d4, I was calculating how to sacrifice the piece because there were different ways. I saw that maybe it's possible to play g5, and I mean this g5 he takes d4 and here castle long. But I just looked at that briefly because I saw that it's too much. I mean, I didn't really believe in it, and it's just interesting to see what engines give there. So, would be nice to know. And so I went for this g takes h6, which looked kind of mating for me because I mean, like queen g6 is coming and bishop f7. I could not believe I can't find a win there, because at some point after bishop f7, h takes g7, and rook hg1 and rook g5, black goes queen f8 and defending this position, which looks really just lost for black. But I couldn't find a win there, and was actually very anxious about you know, my few previous set notes. So I wanted to play, you know, the safer options for me with the you know, keeping the attack and stuff. It's really hard to play for black. I think it's yeah, even though that we were talking about this bishop f4 and all this stuff, but you know, I mean, practically it's very hard for black. So I thought I'm close to winning, but I mean, was kind of afraid to miss the opportunity again.
You just had a long postmortem with your opponent. Were you even able to determine where the final mistake maybe was?
Yeah, we actually saw that bishop f4 at some point he had to go, so maybe he still has chances there, and certainly he should play this position, I think, without b5. I mean, at least it looked to us. And of course, the idea of postmortem is just to see, I mean, to understand what was wrong and stuff, to see your, you know, the thoughts during the game, because otherwise, of course, if you draw some conclusions out of our analysis and then you put them on the engine, yeah, then it's really bad for the players. But that's why we like the game, actually. Otherwise, it's just a draw, you know, if both sides are playing precisely.
Well, it's been very enjoyable to watch. A question about the early stages of the game. Both you and Kramnik played with an early g4 today. Is this some sort of trend nowadays in modern chess?
Not sure. I think it's really different positions, and yeah, g4 was in trend at some point. If you remember this Slav lines with queen c2 g4 and stuff was quite popular at some point. No, I don't think it's actually Slav lines with g4. They reminded a bit of our game today because g4 g5 and against h6 and stuff, all these things. But no, I don't think it's kind of trend, but somehow it happened. Yeah.
A final question about your posture when you play. Very often we see you with your head on the table, eyes closed. Why is that?
Well, it was kind of always the thing that I did, you know, while calculating the hard lines and long lines. And sometimes I think a lot of players do this. I mean, like the Svidler, for example. And you know, sometimes when you're calculating lines or you try to be precise in your calculations, it's better not to see the exact position on the board, because then the pieces are moved in your head, and then you just remember the positions of the pieces that are standing at the moment when you're looking at them. And when you're not looking at them, so you're calculating the line, you see it much better. Sometimes I think this happens when solving the studies and stuff like that. Yeah, but I usually do it differently, actually. But it depends on the positions. When it's hard calculations, usually I'm prone to do that. But yeah, I mean, it depends. Can look into the sky, but I mean, it's like a kind of thing that we do. I mean, all the players who used to play aggressive openings with black, I think they do this quite often.
It's very interesting. Thanks very much for your time, and congratulations on a brilliant game.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.